Hi, Chris here from Tech Tablets. So you haven't seen a lot from me on the Onda V919 3G Core M, and there's quite a few reasons why, because this tablet here has been causing so many issues for me. I mean, I managed to brick it doing the BIOS update to the official dual boot BIOS. I mean, it wasn't like I was trying to hack some kind of BIOS or anything to get dual boot on it. No, I applied the official one and it all went fine, 100% flashed, and then the thing wouldn't power on. So it's just been a huge amount of issues with it. I finally got the Android ROM to run on here and did run Antutu. By the way, there's no Google Play Store, so I had to install that myself. Now this is the Antutu score. So 60,000, pretty fast, as you'd expect, because it has an SSD, 4 gigs of RAM, and that powerful Core M 5Y10, which clocks up to 2 gigahertz. Now speaking of clock speeds, this tablet often will clock itself down to 800 and just stay there. As I found out, Windows, there is a problem with the BIOS settings. They've set the thermal thresholds for at least the skin of the tablet down to about 50 degrees. So when it starts to get a little bit warm, one of the sensors inside around here was triggering off that throttling, and even though the CPU would only be about 50 degrees, it would lock itself down to 800, the lowest setting there, and become pretty slow and force me to literally have to reboot it. Now, there's been countless issues for me with this tablet. The wireless has trouble. I'll show you soon, hopefully I can demonstrate that live on the video here, that it's constantly unstable. It's just disconnecting. Every time I boot up, at least Android, it wants the password again, which is extremely annoying. The problem here too is my SIM card slot doesn't seem to read the SIM cards I put in there. Now I have no reason to doubt, well, I think it's hardware really. I don't think it's software related, because there's other people on the forum of tech tablets that have no issues with 3G. They can use SIM cards and just fine, but I have quite a dud here, not working. And the overall design of the tablet, I'll try and say something positive about it. I mean, this is the first tablet, Core M, to have a 4:3 screen ratio, so it's a Retina screen. That's that iPad Air and Air 2 screen. Lovely screen, nice and sharp. I hope you can see on the video how nice it does look, and it is quite bright. Now the Android ROM is pretty junky, honestly. It's full of so much bloat and crap on here. I mean, it is a Chinese ROM, so not designed for the international market. And if I quickly just bring up, there should be a setting here that I can swap over to Windows, but I tried to follow the instructions and installed even the Chinese Windows image again to try and get the dual boot functionality to work here, and no luck with that whatsoever. Can't get it to dual boot, so I'm just stuck on Android here at the moment. And brightness is good, the screen looks good, the design is okay. It's just really let down by horrible software. The Windows drivers, the official ones from Onda that I installed, didn't fix any of my issues. There's still that video I have, if you've seen, I'll try and put a link here in the description too, that I can't get the scaling to work either in Windows. I couldn't get the thing to run games properly. I wanted to always run the screen vertically instead of horizontally. Loads of scaling issues, and there's honestly no way I can recommend this tablet. It's just so annoying for me personally that I just will not review this one. I will not do a formal review on techtablets.com because it's just a piece of junk really for me. There's just no way I'm going to go through that whole process, spending any more time on this, because I've wasted so much time on the countless issues on this tablet here. Now just try and show you how unstable the wireless connection is. Now it plays out both in Windows and Android. So if I go back here and run my speed test application, where is it? Here we go. See if it will work this time, because it does tend to cut out. And boom, there we go. It has problems. It just starts to go incredibly slow, very unstable. It might finish the test, but normally it results in connection problems. Okay, it is actually going to finish this time round. Most of the time it will just stop and will come up saying network error, network issues there. It's not actually doing too bad. Now my upload speed on anything else but this, normally I would have speeds of around, I'm now on 4G, I can get up to 30 megabits per second download and upload around 16 or 15, and it's nowhere near that. And as I mentioned, it just keeps disconnecting. Now Bluetooth as well, I can't even get Bluetooth to work in Windows and in Android as well. It continues to search, but it just will not connect up to anything whatsoever. So a bit of a disaster here. And also their decision, Onda's decision to only put a USB 2 port in, not happy about that either. They should have really gone with USB 3, micro USB 3, if they could have, because, well, like all the other Chinese manufacturers, the Core M supports it, so why don't they have it there? And the speaker here, pretty abysmal performance really. There are actually 2 speakers inside here when I did open the tablet up. Of course, I was forced to open it up when the BIOS flashing bricked the thing. The other thing I don't like too with the design is quite nice, but the buttons are very cheap. So you can see that's just moving around within there, the buttons. And they sit down a little bit, and very cheap feeling to them. Now, of course, there is a plastic cover that goes over this. This is you only really need to remove this to access the micro SIM card slot and then the micro SD card slot here. Otherwise, that works. HDMI out does work. It's one of the things that does work on the tablet. And the rear camera is very bad. Horrible. Front-facing one is okay, but the rear camera is blurry as anything. See if I can turn it on here. It just seems to have some focusing issues. Let's put the power supplies right here. It's kind of focusing there a little bit, but it takes an awful image. Let's see if I can show you that. I'll go back into the gallery. Yeah, I mean, overall, there are people that are on their forums saying that the tablet works fine for them, and they had to do those tweaks in the BIOS to stop the throttling, increase the RAM speed. Something you should never have to do. There's no way that people should be going into the BIOS there, because if you increase the RAM speed too much, the tablet will probably not power on and you will brick it. And here's that photo. I hope you can see that. It's just, yeah, it's bad. I mean, cameras aren't good. So yeah, by the time this video is uploaded to YouTube, this will be in a box on its way back to China for a refund, and it's very disappointing, especially for the $389 mark that I paid for it, $389 US. Web browsing is very smooth thanks to that Core M, so one of the other positive features of the tablet. But of course, with that wireless instability there, it is sometimes a bit problematic just to get pages to load up there. And overall, in and around Android, no lag whatsoever as you expect from an SSD and a Core M. But when it does get too hot, it will start to slow and you will experience that tiny bit of lag there. So definitely not a tablet that I can recommend to anyone here, the Core M. Best avoided. Check out the Q7 stylus. If you want a Core M tablet from China and you don't want to have to pay maybe 600 or 400 US and you want something a little bit cheaper, for around 351 US, you can get the Q7 stylus. And I do have a review of that one. And that's one tablet that I do recommend, a Core M. It also supports a Wacom stylus. So you have the stylus support everything on it, which this model here doesn't. And if you do want the 4x3 factor, you must have it, and the Retina display and a Core M power, then unfortunately this is the only model that is out at the moment that has that, is the Onda 3G Core M here. Alright, so thank you for watching the video here. If you are interested in seeing more on these tablets here from China, do subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.